Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Let's learn about Hall's linear trend model forecasting method in depth. Let's explore Hall's linear trend model, also known as double exponential smoothing. Hall's model builds on basic exponential smoothing, but with one important upgrade, it adds a trend component. This means the model doesn't just react to the current level of performance, it also in which your data is moving. Think of it this way. Where exponential smoothing looks at the present, Hall's model sees where you're heading. This makes it especially powerful in call center environments where numbers don't stay flat. For example, when steadily rise because of new customer onboarding. When AHT gradually drops as agents get more skilled. Or when workload declines due to increasing self-service adoption. In all of these cases, Hall's linear trend model captures both the current situation and the ongoing move for a smarter, more realistic forecast. In short, it's the perfect tool for environments where change is not random, but consistent. Now let's understand the core principle behind Hall's linear trend model. Hall's approach separates the forecast into two powerful components. The first is the level, represented as LT. This reflects the current smooth value, in simple words, where we are right now. Second is the trend, represented as TT. This captures the rate of change, or the direction and speed at which we are moving. Every new period, both the level and the trend are updated. That means the model continuously learns the base value of your process and the slope. Together, these two components allow Hall's model to project forward with accuracy, not just based on today's value, but on how fast things are rising or falling. In short, Hall's model doesn't only see the present, it understands the momentum behind it. Let's break down the forecasting formula used in Hall's linear trend model, also known as double exponential smoothing. In Hall's model, we calculate three components in every period. 1. The level. This tells us the smooth value of where we are right now. The formula is L sub t equals alpha times A sub t plus open bracket 1 minus alpha close bracket times open bracket L sub t minus 1 plus t sub t minus 1 close bracket. 2. The trend. This captures the direction and speed of movement. The formula is T sub t equals beta times open bracket L sub t minus 1 close bracket plus open bracket 1 minus beta close bracket times T sub t minus 1. 3. The forecast. This projects the future value for m periods ahead. The formula is F sub t plus m equals L sub t plus m times T sub t. Putting it all together, alpha controls how quickly the model responds to changes in the level. Beta controls how sensitive the trend is to recent shifts. And L sub t and T sub t work together to produce a smooth, forward-looking forecast. This formula allows Hall's model to adapt to both the current value and the ongoing trend, making it ideal for call centers where volumes, AHT, or workloads rise or fall steadily over time. Let's walk through a simple step-by-step example of Hall's linear trend model using monthly call volumes. We'll use 4 months of data, January, February, March, and April. And we'll assume alpha, the level smoothing factor, is 0.3. Beta, the trend smoothing factor, is 0.2. We are tracking 4 things for each month. Actual calls, A. Level, L. Trend, T. And the forecast, F. January. In January, The actual calls are 10,000. We start by initializing the model. The level L is set to 10,000. The trend T is set to 0. There is no forecast yet, because this is our starting point. Think of this as: right now, we're at 10,000 calls, and we don't see any movement yet. February. In February, actual calls increased to 10,300. After applying Hall's formulas with alpha equals 0.3 and beta equals 0.2, we get level L becomes approximately 10,090. Trend T becomes 90. The forecast F for February, made at the end of January, was 10,090. What does this mean? The model is now saying our current smooth level is 10,090 calls, and we are trending upward by about 90 calls per month. March. In March, actual calls move up again to 10,600. The model updates itself and now gives level L 10,375. Trend T 102. The forecast F for March, made at the end of February, was 10,180. Here, the level has shifted upward, and the trend has strengthened slightly. The system is learning that calls are not just higher. They are consistently increasing month after month. April. In April, actual calls rise further to 10,900. After smoothing, Hall's model gives us level L 10,710. Trend T 115. The forecast F for April, made at the end of March, was 10,477. By now, the model clearly recognizes a steady upward pattern in call volume. Forecast for May, one step ahead. To forecast May, we add the latest level and the latest trend. Forecast for May is equal to level in April plus trend in April. That is 10,710 plus 115, giving a forecast of 10,825 calls. So, Hall's linear trend model is not just saying, next month will look like this month. Instead, it is saying, next month will be this month plus the trend we've learned. In other words, the forecast for May adjusts both for the current level and the consistent upward trend in calls. That's the real power of Hall's model in a growing or declining call center environment. Now let's walk through the stepwise process flow for using Hall's linear trend model in a call center environment. Step 1. Collect historical data. First, collect reliable historical data. This could include call volumes, chat volumes, email volumes, AHT, or overall workload for consistent time periods such as days, weeks, or months. The quality of your forecast is only as good as the quality of your input data. Step 2. Choose smoothing constants, alpha and beta. Next, choose your smoothing constants. Alpha for the level, and beta for the trend. These values are typically between 0.1 and 0.3. Lower values make the model more stable and slower to react. Higher values make it more responsive but also more sensitive to noise. Step 3. Initialize level and trend. Then, initialize the model. Set the initial level roughly equal to the first actual value. Set the initial trend based on the difference between the first two actuals. This gives the model a starting point. Here's where we are, and here's the initial direction we are moving. Step 4. Iteratively update level and trend each period. For every new period, say each week or each month, you update both components, the level L sub t and the trend T sub t. Hall's formulas blend the latest actual with the previous level and trend. so the model continuously learns from new data. Step 5. Forecast future periods. Once level and trend are updated, you can forecast ahead. To predict M periods into the future, you use F sub T plus M is equal to L sub T plus M times T sub T. In plain language, forecast equals the current level plus M times the current trend. This captures both where you are now and how fast you're moving. Step 6. Validate accuracy. No forecasting process is complete without validation. Compare your forecast against actuals using metrics such as MAPE, mean absolute percentage error, WAPE, weighted absolute percentage error, or bias, to see if you consistently overforecast or underforecast. This tells you how trustworthy your model really is. Step 7. Retune alpha and beta. Finally, based on the accuracy results, retune your alpha and beta periodically. If the model is too sluggish, slightly increase the smoothing constants. If it's too jumpy, reduce them. This ongoing tuning keeps the model aligned with real-world behavior as conditions change. To summarize, collect data, choose alpha and beta, initialize level and trend. Keep updating them every period, forecast ahead using level plus trend. Validate performance and retune your parameters. That's the full, practical workflow of applying Hall's linear trend model in a live call center environment. Let's look at a practical example of Hall's linear trend model applied to monthly call volumes. This will help you see exactly how the level and trend evolve and how the forecast is produced. We are working with 4 months of data, January through April. January. In January, actual calls are 20,000. We initialize the model. Level is set to 20,000. Trend is assumed to be 200 based on early observation or historical understanding. No forecast yet, since this is our starting month. At this stage, the model simply says, we are at 20,000 calls, and the early trend looks like a rise of about 200 calls per month. February. In February, actual calls increased to 20,400. After smoothing, Hall's model gives level 20,200, trend 210, forecast for February 20,200. The model is learning that call volumes are rising gradually and consistently. March. In March, actual calls climbed to 20,900. The updated numbers are level 20,520, trend 240, forecast for March 20,410. The trend is strengthening because volumes are increasing at a steady pace. April. In April, actual calls reached 21,200. The model adjusts again. Level 20,970. Trend 260. Forecast for April 20,760. Here, the model detects not just consistent growth, but also a slight acceleration in the upward trend. Forecast for May. To forecast May, we simply add the April level and trend. Forecast for May is equal to 20,970 plus 260 equals 21,230 calls. This is the power of Hall's linear trend model. It doesn't just react to the most recent data point. It captures the steady linear trend and projects it forward accurately. Whether call volumes are rising due to customer growth or falling due to self-service adoption, Hall's model adjusts smoothly and intelligently. Here's an intuitive way to understand Hall's linear trend model. Think of it as a two-part learning system. First, there's level smoothing. This keeps adjusting the base value to stay close to the latest actual. It answers the question, where are we right now? Second, there's trend smoothing. This estimates how much the value is increasing or decreasing each period. It answers the question, how fast are we moving? When you combine these two, the constantly updated level and the continuously refined, the model projects the future smoothly and intelligently. You don't just get a point-in-time estimate. You get a forward-looking trajectory. And that's why Hall's model outperforms single exponential smoothing in dynamic environments. Because it doesn't just follow, it understands the momentum behind it. Now let's look at the key strengths of Hall's linear trend model and why it's such a valuable forecasting tool in call center environments. First, it captures trend automatically. The model reacts naturally to steady increases or steady decreases in your data. So if call volumes, AHT, or workload are rising or falling consistently, Hall's model adjusts in real time. Second, it balances responsiveness with stability. This balance is controlled by two parameters: alpha, which smooths the level, and beta, which smooths the trend. Together, they help the model respond to real changes without overreacting to noise. Third, it delivers strong accuracy for medium-term forecasts. For a 2 to 6 period outlook, Hall's model is often more accurate than basic exponential smoothing because it incorporates the direction of movement, not just the current value. Fourth, it's simple to implement. You only need two parameters. No complex seasonal indexes. No heavy computation. Just level, trend, and two smoothing constants. And finally, it's versatile. You can apply it across multiple call center metrics. Volumes, AHT, FT requirements, shrinkage patterns, productivity curves, anything that shows a steady pattern over time. In summary, Hall's linear trend model gives you a stable, intelligent, and easy-to-use forecasting method that adapts to real-world trends. While Hall's linear trend model is powerful, it does come with a few important limitations. Understanding these helps you decide when to use it and when to upgrade to more advanced methods. First, it has no seasonality component. Hall's model works well with steady upward or downward trends. But it struggles when your data has weekly or monthly cycles. For example, billing peaks or weekend dips won't be captured accurately. Second, it requires initialization. The way you choose the starting level and especially the starting trend can influence the early accuracy. If the initial trend estimate is too high or too low, the model may take a few periods to stabilize. Third, it lags during sharp reversals. If the trend suddenly flips, say, call volumes drop sharply after a marketing campaign ends, Hall's model may overshoot before correcting itself because it's designed for smoother changes. Fourth, it needs manual tuning. You must test and adjust alpha and beta to get the optimal fit. Too high, and the model overreacts. Too low, and it reacts too slowly. This tuning process requires trial, error, and validation. And finally, mitigation. When your data contains clear seasonal patterns, the best solution is to upgrade to the Holt-Winters method, which adds a third component, seasonality, for much more accurate forecasting. In short, Hall's linear trend model is excellent for trending data, but not for situations with strong cycles or sudden pattern shifts. Let's compare single exponential smoothing with Hall's linear trend model, so you can clearly see when to use each method. First, trend handling. Single exponential smoothing does not capture trend at all. It assumes demand is stable. Hall's model does include a trend component, making it suitable when your data is rising or falling consistently. Second, seasonality handling. Both methods share the same limitation here. Neither handles seasonality. If your data has weekly or monthly cycles, you'll need to move to halt winters. Third, number of parameters. Single ES uses one parameter, alpha, which controls level smoothing. Hall's model uses two parameters, alpha for the level and beta for the trend. This added parameter is what makes Hall's more adaptive. Fourth, forecast type. Single ES produces a forecast based only on the current level. Hall's model produces a forecast based on level plus trend, which projects not just where you are, but where you're heading. Fifth, best for. Single ES is best suited for stable, low-variance demand. Hall's model is ideal for growing or declining demand, where a clear upward or downward slope exists. And here's a helpful reminder. Hall's linear trend model is often called double exponential smoothing because it smooths both the level and the trend. In summary, if your data is stable, single ES works fine. But when you see steady growth or consistent decline, Hall's model gives you a much smarter forecast. Now let's look at where Hall's linear trend model becomes especially powerful inside a contact center environment. These are real, practical scenarios where level and trend forecasting make a measurable impact. First, call or chat volume growth. This applies when a new product, service line, or customer segment is launched and volumes grow steadily, typically 3 to 5% month over month. Hall's model captures this upward trajectory and forecasts ahead with confidence. Second, AHT reduction. As processes are optimized and agents become more skilled, AHT often declines gradually. Hall's model learns this downward trend and projects future performance accurately, helping you plan staffing and productivity targets. Third, shrinkage forecasting. Shrinkage often drifts upward during the year-end period, due to holidays, planned leaves, or seasonal fatigue. A consistent upward drift is exactly what Hall's model is designed to detect and forecast. Fourth, FTE capacity modeling. When the business is expanding, staffing requirements rise slowly and steadily. Hall's trend component helps WFM teams model future FTE needs based on real, observed growth rates, not guesswork. Fifth, backlog or ticket volume trend. Whether tickets are accumulating month after month or gradually clearing out, Hall's model helps track the long-term direction and predict when backlogs will peak or normalize. And here's the key takeaway. Hall's linear trend model is ideal for strategic planning and capacity forecasting in maturing lines of business, where change is consistent, measurable, and directional. It helps you stay ahead of the curve, not just react to it. Let's talk about one of the most important decisions when using Hall's linear trend model: selecting the right alpha and beta values. These two smoothing constants determine how your forecast behaves. First, low values, alpha and beta between 0.1 and 0.2. This creates a smooth, long-term stable forecast. It reacts slowly to changes and is ideal for calm, steady cues with low volatility. If your call volumes or AHT barely move month to month, this is often the best setting. Second, medium values, alpha between 0.3 and 0.5, beta between 0.2 and 0.4. This gives you a balanced level of responsiveness. The model adjusts to changes without overreacting. It's a good default for most real-world contact center environments, where trends exist but are not extreme. Third, high values, alpha between zero point 0.6 and zero point 0.9, beta between zero point 0.4 and zero point 0.6. These settings create a highly reactive forecast. The model quickly picks up on trend shifts, but it can also amplify noise. Use this when your environment is fast changing, such as rapid business growth, sudden marketing pushes, or aggressive digital adoption. Here's a simple rule of thumb. Use smaller alpha and beta for steady cues with minimal fluctuation. Use higher alpha and beta for volatile or fast-growing environments, where trends shift rapidly and the model needs to respond quickly. Selecting the right smoothing constants is a balancing act. But once dialed in, they make Hall's model both accurate and reliable. Now let's look at how AI and automation take Hall's linear trend model to the next level. AI doesn't replace Hall's model. It supercharges it. First, AI auto-tunes alpha and beta. Instead of manually testing dozens of combinations, AI uses techniques like grid search or gradient descent to find the alpha and beta values that minimize forecast error. This makes the model far more accurate, especially in dynamic environments. Second, AI detects trend breaks. When something major happens, like a new marketing campaign, a change in policy, or a surge in customer onboarding, AI can spot the shift instantly and automatically reset or recalibrate the trend component. This prevents the model from lagging during rapid changes. Third, AI combines Hall's model with seasonality algorithms. By integrating Hall's trend logic with seasonal smoothing, AI moves toward Hall Winter's hybrid accuracy, capturing level, trend, and seasonality all at once. Fourth, AI runs ensemble forecasts. Instead of relying on a single Hall's model, AI can run multiple variations with different alpha-beta combinations and average their results for greater robustness, reducing sensitivity to noise. Fifth, real-time learning. AI updates level and trend dynamically. As soon as new data streams in, hourly, daily, or weekly, this creates a forecasting engine that is always fresh, always adaptive, and always learning. Here's a quick example. AI detects a 5% upward drift in call volume after a marketing campaign launch. To respond faster, it automatically increases beta, making the trend component more sensitive to the new growth rate. In short, AI transforms Hall's linear trend model from a static smoothing tool into an intelligent, self-optimizing forecasting system. Let's wrap up by looking at the economic and operational impact of using Hall's linear trend model in a contact center. First, it improves midterm capacity forecasts. By accurately capturing steady growth or decline, Hall's model helps your WFM team avoid understaffing during periods of rising demand and prevents overstaffing when volumes start drifting downward. This directly protects both service levels and cost efficiency. Second, it strengthens budget planning. Because the model projects the future workload trend, finance teams can plan headcount, overtime, vendor capacity, and technology investments with far more confidence. Third, it reduces forecast error variance. A smoother, more stable forecast means better shift planning, cleaner schedules, and fewer last-minute corrections. This not only increases operational efficiency, but also improves agent experience and adherence. Fourth, it boosts client confidence. Hall's model provides transparent, trend-driven logic that clients can easily understand. Showing level plus trend insights helps justify staffing needs, pricing discussions, and capacity commitments. And here's the key business insight. Every 1% improvement in forecast accuracy can translate into significant savings. Lower FTE costs, fewer SLA penalties, and more predictable operational performance. In short, Hall's linear trend model is not just a forecasting technique. It's a financial and operational advantage. Let's look at how Hall's linear trend model can be applied to AHT forecasting, especially when the process is steadily improving over time. We'll walk through a simple 4-month example, January through April, to understand how the level and trend evolve and how they shape the next forecast. January. In January, the actual AHT is 350 seconds. This is our starting point, so we don't have a forecast yet. We simply establish the baseline level. February. In February, AHT drops to 340 seconds. Using Hall's method, we generate a forecast of 350 seconds, which reflects last month's level before the downward shift began. But here's the key interpretation. The level is now dropping, and the model begins to detect the start of a downward trend. A sign of productivity improvements, training impact, or workflow optimization. March. In March, AHT continues to decline, reach ING 330 seconds. The model updates its understanding of the slope. The trend now suggests AHT is decreasing by roughly 10 seconds per month. The forecast at this stage is 344 seconds. This tells us the model is learning that performance improvement is steady and sustained. April. In April, AHT improves again to 325 seconds. Hall's model shifts the level downward and applies the same negative trend. The forecast for April is 335 seconds, which shows the model is catching up to the accelerating improvement pattern. Forecast for May. To forecast May, we apply the trend logic. Forecast is equal to latest level plus trend. That is, 325 plus 10 is equal to 315 seconds. So, the projected AHT for May is 315 seconds. This reflects a consistent productivity improvement over time. Exactly what Hall's linear trend model is designed to capture. In summary, the model doesn't just follow the latest AHT drop. It recognizes the direction and speed of improvement and projects the trend forward intelligently. Let's conclude with the key takeaways from Hall's linear trend model, the essential points every WFM, operations, or analytics professional should remember. First, the definition. Hall's linear trend model is double exponential smoothing. It adjusts for both level and trend, making it far more intelligent than basic exponential smoothing. Second, best use case. This model is best suited for non-seasonal data that shows a steady upward or downward trend, such as gradual growth in call volumes, consistent decline in HT, or ongoing shifts in workload. Third, advantages. It captures natural growth or decline effortlessly, and it is self-correcting, continuously learning from new data and adjusting the trend. Fourth, limitations. It does not handle seasonality, and alpha and beta must be tuned carefully to get the best performance. For strongly cyclical patterns, you'll need halt winters. Fifth, the role of AI. AI enhances Hall's model by auto-optimizing parameters, detecting trend breaks, combining with seasonal models, and ensuring the forecast becomes more adaptive and more accurate over time. And finally, the outcome. Hall's linear trend model becomes a dynamic forecasting engine that connects where you are today with the direction you're moving toward. This makes it a vital tool for long-term workforce planning, financial forecasting, and operations strategy. Remember the core idea. Hall's model transforms forecasting from reflection to projection, from seeing the past to seeing momentum. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.